Yep, next is collab. So let me reset. Next are collabs, and we start with Absolute Wall. Um,
The wall.
I feel like Absolute Wall is only good on AoE like orbital characters. Um,
So I have a case for Absolute Wall now.
okay,
So this item actually got buffed this patch.
I believe so.
It got changed to a melee weapon, which means it also
Oh,
synergizes damage-wise with things like Ninja Headband, which is a new item.
I did not know
And
that.
the other big thing is now has a chance to block enemy projectiles.
Well, I think it going from what was it, range to melee, is really good for said item.
It makes it a lot more usable on some characters that need like the defense.
Still though, I think it's only really good for AoE slash orbital characters. Your characters like moving around much. I don't see you getting much benefit from Absolute Wall. Um, if you are like an AoE character though, you what are you doing? Like if you don't get this collab, I felt
Yeah.
this way in point five, and I still do. Like this collab is absolutely bonkers if your character's like stand in one place. And even with like me saying like only like half the cast can use this. For that half the cast, I feel like this item is essential,
It's
and it
insane
got
for that
buffed
half
too.
of the cast.
So I'm putting this item in the S.
That's fair.
Next is BL Fujoshi.
I think it's alright.
It's okay.
I think it's.
I feel like there's
much
better
worse
AoE
than it
collabs
was.
these days, but it's still not bad.
Yeah, I feel like BL Fujoshi gets a lot of talk because it's like the first collab you come across.
Yeah.
Because like you have when you first like start your game, you start off with BL Fujoshi and Psychoats. So like it's again like basically the first collab you'll come across. I feel like that changes a lot of people's bias because they see the spinning fucking book and asses and think this is crazy. Uh, it's good. It's really good, but I don't
It
think it's
doesn't do
as
that much
good
damage.
as it was like before.
True. It
Um,
doesn't have any
Bone
knockback. It doesn't
Bros.
have.
Ness is Bone Bro. Now Bone
Uh,
Bros. When Bone Bros who came out
So-
in like point .5, this item was fucking game breaking.
Yeah.
So now,
Mhm.
this item is around a B tier.
Yeah.
Because, remember when I was talking
Yeah.
about hit counts earlier?
Yeah.
This item got hit with the exact same nerf, 10 hit count on each projectile.
Yep.
Yeah.
You might not think that's a lot, but boy, is it a
Oh
lot.
yeah, especially when you try to do a Hollow run, you'll notice that you are not killing shit like you used to when you get this item. Like I said, point .5, every
Oh my
single
God.
character, you might as well get this first item because it was so strong and it covered the entire screen, front and back of you. You can literally get your main weapon in this and be set for like a Hollow run. Now, like what Burb said, it got nerfed pretty hard. They got both nerfed in the damage count and damage.
On
So-
top of that, rushing this means that you would be going cutting board or against curse.
yeah.
If you lose a 50-50 and get cutting board, you don't have a good item until level 7.
hmm
And if you win, you get Ian's curse, but I have another thing that I'll bring up later when it regards to Ian's curse. In fact, I don't think we're going to be waiting too long for it. It's in the second row.
Next up,
Uh,
yes, I should put it.
Is
Where should we put it? Actually,
A or B works. I lean more towards B because I find myself taking it like less and less these days.
same.
Yeah.
I legit grabbed the components for it last night and completely forgot that Bone Bros was a collab because it's like, yeah, I just don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, I think I think I picked it up like last week once. I haven't picked it up at all in like 2 weeks. Next up is breathe in type.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
AOE
not the
damage.
worst.
Big,
It's just
big
AoE
AoE
damage.
damage above
That's
you.
it.
I feel like it does less than what you want it to. Uh, like, cause it suits up, but it doesn't feel like it does the damage that you will want it to clear out the space. If you start going like late state, well, let me rephrase that. On like a holiday run, yes. On a normal run, or even like an endless run, this item is like really good for cutting space above you, but it is all dependent on the stage you're on. Like I feel like breathing tight really
You're in the
depends.
office, you're fucked.
Yeah, if
Breathe
you're in the
in-
office, you
Yeah.
might as well not even take this item.
Yeah, you might as well pack it in.
Do not take
If you're on
that shit.
stage 1 or stage 4, then this item I feel like is really good. It's just up to A. 2, you might as well not get it. 3, it's kind of dependent on what character you are. If you're a slower character, you'll like it. If not, then like it goes down a little. It is a very like specific collab. It's good in one hand, bad in others. I'm putting it in B.
Yeah, it's a B.
Next is fucking what's this item called?
Broken Dreams, I believe.
Yep, Broken Dreams.
Yeah.
Now, Broken Dreams, I think it's a really good.
I think this item is also B now.
Yes, I think this item is a really good collab, but I think the reason why it's in B isn't really the fault of the item itself, and it mainly is a fault because one of its components is spider cooking, and we'll get to that one in a bit.
So something else to bring up about Broken Dreams is this one also got hit with nerf bat harder than some other items. It lost its slow inside the ring.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely feel that loss of slowness. But the knockback is still good. Hold on. I'm chewing gummies. The knockback is still good, and the fact that it basically covers the entire screen, like, is also really nice. Like, there's not a lot of items that covers like straight up the entire screen. It makes it really good, but that is like its main function. If you're not going like an AoE character, which you'll notice that is what a lot of collabs like gravitate towards. Not going to AoE item or character. I don't really think these items good anymore because the like what Bird missing the slow loss.
The slow fell off, and I feel like Absolute Wall is usually like a better pick these days.
Yep. Next up is a new item, Crescent. How do you pronounce this?
Is Crescent
Crescent
Blade new?
Bardiche.
I feel like it's new.
It is new.
Yeah.
Oh, it is new. I never noticed.
Yeah, no, Crescent Bardiche is a new weapon.
Now, Crescent
It seems alright on crit characters.
It's
I think this item is
it's
really strong. It definitely is more stronger on like crit characters slash melee characters because it is a melee weapon. But like, the only downside is that it's pretty slow, which you can buff with haste, and it does a lot of damage. Like, all the items we have so far, it definitely does the most amount of damage. I would put this in S, honestly. It's not as like essential to characters like Absolute Wall, but I think more people should just be running it completely. Holy freaking stream! I'm pogging. Thank you, Via.
Thank you.
Man,
He sure said the damn thing.
he's so...
I like it. I think it's a good weapon, but I'd put it in like A.
I think the fact that it has to be for like it's very much centered around being a crit or melee character does bring
See-
it down possibly.
So you're saying like the crit?
Yeah.
Okay, I could be overvaluing it, but when I use it, I feel like if it's like super strong. Well,
Like,
maybe
it's
I am.
good.
Like I put in A. Maybe I am overvaluing it, but like
I don't know.
I feel like this item is really strong, and I think we're gonna see it like if you like tune into a stream, especially like actual running sort of runners of the game. I feel like we're gonna see the item a lot more. But that's just me.
Understandable.
Next is Ball, Curse Ball.
The ball.
Curse Ball is
No.
weird.
If you think I'm overvaluing this item, if you feel a way about Curse Ball, then you're gonna think I'm undervaluing this item. But I think this collab fucking sucks.
I don't like how it plays.
I think
It's
this collab
weird.
is garbage. The collab requires you to play around a certain space on the screen. It doesn't bounce as much as you would want it to. You have to keep it bouncing and deal more damage. Otherwise, it doesn't deal any damage at all. And in late game, it does nothing because like what it would do is it will bounce and then it will go in a direction where there's a bunch of enemies spawning, and you can't clear out those enemies in time to get to the ball before it despawns. So it just sits there and does nothing. And it has like a little pause radius. Hello? What am I? It has like a little like AoE effect when it's on the ground. But I feel like that still isn't enough to justify how like you have to play around kicking it.
Like you have to play around it, and if you're a character that doesn't like moving around all that much, and you're just wanting to stay in one place, the item itself is just useless.
It just
and you never
becomes
take it.
useless. Yeah.
But it's catered to
unstuck.
those characters because it's a big ass AoE ball. So like characters
Yeah,
that
it's
run
weird.
around,
It's like
the characters that run around a lot doesn't really want to pick this up, and if they do, they can't run in the direction that you would like to run in because usually you run either in a straight line or in a circular pattern. But here you have to play around your screen, and that
You
is
have to
not
play around
how
like this random object on your screen that
that's not
therefore
how
determines your damage
runners
threshold.
like to play. So I think this
Yeah,
item
it's
sucks,
not a good form. It's
yeah,
not
it's weird.
and that is
Should be
Dragonfire.
Dragonfire, I believe.
Dragonfire.
Dragonfire.
Now
Good
this
old
for me-
Dragonfire.
Old Dragon.
Hey, you know what I said about Bone Bros?
yeah.
Same thing with this one.
Yeah, I know. I thought that
10 hit limit on each projectile.
Dragonfire,
Which
used to
isn't
be
As bad as Bone Bros, but there is a big saving grace for Dragonfire that we will get into eventually.
Dragonfire.
Oh yeah, the super collab.
Definitely got hit hard with like the projectile changes. It used to be really strong. Like I'd probably put it in like A, but now it's just like, you don't really think
Used
about
to
getting
be
it unless you're
insane.
getting it for
Not
the collab item.
Yeah, the super collab. If
Now
you're going for that,
is
cool, fine.
Eldritch.
Eldritch Horror. I think this thing's fucking insane now, especially after they buffed the damage.
Mm-hmm. Before
Yeah.
Eldritch Horror was like maybe like B or A because the lifesteal was still nice from it, but it had the same problem of Lava Bucket where it just didn't do that much damage, and you lose the
So-
knockback from around you.
That was one issue. The biggest issue with Eldritch Horror, and it's the same thing with Curse Ball, is Ian's Curse was basically just for Bone Bros.
Yeah.
When they nerfed Bone Bros and buffed this item became insane.
With that being said, though, I put it as it may be game breaking, but I haven't played around. I haven't played around enough with it, so I.
It's not game breaking. There is something up there that I will put for game breaking.
Yeah, it's not game breaking yet, but it's still good. I do enjoy the fact that it does potentially lifesteal. With like 5% HP from targets defeated. So
and that gives a lot of
It's a-
character much needed survivability.
yeah.
I didn't see, but Reboot said, I still think it's powerful if you're a high crit. He can correct me, but I think he was talking about Dragonfire. And I do agree.
Oh yeah, I don't think Dragonfire is C tier. I think it's like on
Yeah,
par with
it's
Bone Bros.
not that
Nick
bad.
is B? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, Dragonfire is still like good because it fires out a lot more projectiles than Bone Bros. And it also has the saving grace of the Super Collab is insane.
Next is Elite Cooking.
Oh boy, Elite
Elite-
Cooking.
Next
Elite
is
Cooking.
I love standing still and letting an item do all the work for me.
Let's
This-
go,
this
baby.
is borderline game breaking.
Banger.
This item is so good. It takes the only good property of
Insane.
Lava Bucket and mixed it with all of the good properties
The
of
amazing properties of
spider cooking.
fucking spider cooking. Yeah. You
and
get
the best
a
part around
giant
it is that
knockback
it
field.
still hovers. All of the AOE hovers around you. So it's not random like Fire Bucket. It still hovers around you, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
It's such a good item.
That's great.
It
Big fan.
may be game breaking, but I have to come back to that later.
Yeah, we'll have to think about that.
Next
At the very
is
least, it's
Next up is
flattening
flattening board.
Flattening board.
That's not.
I
fun.
like flattening board.
I like flattening.
So,
board.
oops, dummy me. When I was talking about cutting board earlier, I meant to be talking about flattening board.
Yeah, I did.
So this one also
notice,
got a hit
but,
count
you know,
reduction.
it's
I
fine.
mean, yeah, but I feel like that is fine because the initial slam of flattening board is still really strong. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
flattening board is good on, especially good on AOE characters. Because when you are looking at AOE characters, it is what you'll get like BL Buck, BL Fujoshi, uh, Spider Cooking, and like what other collabs? This maybe Ring. Oh, I think you need flattening board.
What's the
Wait,
one?
Or
you-
Ring of Fitness? No, Ring of Fitness is Bouncing Ball and CEO's Tears.
So like
What's the one that is the fucking Frozen Hope or whatever?
this one,
You mean the one that is?
Remy Water
Yeah.
and BL Buck.
Yes, that one. Sorry.
That one's yeah. You're looking at those items. Flattening board gives you a really good like screen
Easy.
skill attack that can deal a lot of damage before enemies start getting close to you. The only problem with this item, right, that like nerf is used as hard, is that the same characters that benefit a lot from flattening board also benefit from absolute wall.
Yeah,
and
fair.
it, like when you look at that color items, you might want to go with absolute wall than the flattening board, sadly, right? There are wonder characters also benefit from this item, not so much, which is why I don't think it's like C tier. But the fact that the absolute wall is as strong as it is makes it like really a non-choice. So it's like B or A.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I'm gonna be fair to it and give it an A. Next
Oh
up
boy.
is Frozen Sea.
Oh boy, Frozen Sea.
Frozen Sea.
Frozen Sea, I think it's just a good BL for Zoshi. It's really good. Less damage, but it provides most needed utility, which I think balances the night out nicely.
Hey, guess what? Guess what didn't get hit in point in 0.6?
What's up?
Frozen Sea.
True. Actually, I'm put
Reaches
Frozen Sea.
full screen.
I don't think it's
access.
S tier.
Okay.
There's one reason why I don't think it's S tier. It's because Whammy Water can be a little contested these days.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Next is I'm not gonna talk about Super Collab just yet. Next is
I'm Dying, Thank You Forever.
We still gotta do Idol Concert as well.
this one was.
Yeah.
I'm Die
don't
did get a
like this
damage nerf
one.
this patch.
I'm not a big fan, unfortunately.
I don't be using it.
It unfortunately also comes with early X Potato, where it can be nice early on, but I feel like there's just other collabs you'd want to go for over it.
Yeah. Like it's Hollow Blonde and S Potato. Which
Yeah.
are pretty niche like items to go. Like pick up to begin with. Because I feel like if you want like a collab with those items, you might get Breathe In Tight or
Yeah.
let's see.
Flattening
We're
board.
also going to
Yeah,
be
flattening
covering a lot.
board.
We're going to be covering a lot more of the screen if you go like breathe in type than you are going to with this. And with the damage nerf, it's just not
Yeah, I'm
really
Die
worth it.
is kind of niche, So I feel like it's only used for runners. And it doesn't do the damage you would think it does. It does. It's a huge radius, like half the screen, and they drop a lot, but it doesn't deal again the damage that you think it does. And it counts on you actually killing your target to for it to proc. So I think this is the first C.
Also, the fact that it can sometimes drop on the floor and not get stuck onto an enemy
That is true.
and then just despawns
Because
is
like sometimes it will fling out in the direction you're covering with maybe another item or your weapon, and if that happens, yeah, it would just sit there and not do anything. and it doesn't proc on its own, so it just despawns. It's a C. This item sucks, so I don't think anything will go down low enough. But I'm dying. It's kind of whack. Next is Idol Concert. Idol Concert is really good. Glow Stick and Idol Song. Glow Stick is a good item, but Idol Song is not really contested much. I feel like you'll always end up going this color item, like as your third or fourth one. This is a really good item, a really good collab to pick up. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. Anything?
No, that sounds pretty right to me.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I'm
Yeah.
right.
Very understandable.
I'm right. Next is a new collab, Legendary Sausage.
The legendary sausage.
It's the Subaru collab. It's
Uh,
really good, actually.
Pop Weeaboo. I think this item is the BL collab now. It's good on AoE characters. It's good on runners. It does a extreme amount of damage. Like remember the shit I said about the sausage doing a lot of damage, but its only problem is the radius. This changes that. This says,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
that's what
now
Pete's
the
fixed with
radius
that.
is half the screen around you, and it does a shit ton of damage. The only problem is that you have to be moving around, but that doesn't matter if you just fucking spin in a circle. This item is really good. Game breaking tier. Next up is
Light Beam.
I feel like this item gives a much needed need for fan beam. It's good. I put it on the same tier as Idol Concert. I don't really have much to say about it. It's like Idol Concert.
There isn't much to say about it. It's
Yeah.
just a beam.
It's
beam,
Idol
but bigger.
Concert, but like it's the covering like a huge radius around you. It just shoots out a glow stick into a beam. It's good.
Yep. It's the most
Yes,
basic out of
it-
any of them.
A lightning reader.
Another new collab.
And another really strong one. But for the sausage collabs are really good because it tastes it's the same thing. It tastes the power of sausage,
It's
but
the
now
power
it's
of the
plug-in
sausage.
type. Now it's just like a plug-in type Asakaka. It's so good.
Thanks, Lightning Worm.
Game breaking.
Big sausage fans in the house.
True. Any sausagers in the chat?
Any sausage heads?
Any
Maybe
meatheads in
against
chat?
the Dragon. True. Alright. Next up is Me Comment. Me Comment
Yeah.
kind of says, hey, we know Lava Bucket sucks. So now what if Lava Bucket covers like half your fucking screen?
What if it was
True.
really big?
What
Would
if
it be
Lava-
any better?
Yeah,
Not
what
much.
if Lava Bucket was fucking huge?
What if it still didn't have knockback?
What if it still didn't really do that much damage? I think it's fine.
You know,
simply
what do you
because-
say that? Because the damage did get nerfed this patch.
Well,
Yeah,
that makes a lot of
felt
sense.
that.
It did do a
Despite
lot of
not
damage
that
before.
much.
It still does decent damage. It's just Lava Bucket also has contention with some other stuff now.
The only good thing about the Me Comment is that it lasts forever. So like, if an enemy is
It just
spawning
fucking-
off screen and it's coming through and Me Comment lands, it's just gonna smoke Me Comment the entire time before it gets to you. And by then, it'll probably either die or it'll die to your weapon. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
fine.
only need from Me Comment. But you might as well just get another item that is just stronger.
Could have many
me.
items that are better.
Next is Me Karane.
I'm literally playing with that right now.
Well,
It's
So, funny enough, I think this is better than Mikama now, because Mikama got nerfed. This one
Yeah.
didn't.
yeah.
yeah, this one's
Yeah.
like okay. It doesn't do
Yeah.
exactly.
It puts
the
a lot
same
of
thing.
small lava pools on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not bad. it does more damage at least, right?
Yeah, that's.
And the amount of pulls at least is enough to even justify picking the number of me comet. Uh, but it may just me be undervaluing Espetada, but I feel like Espetada is just not that good of an item.
It's just not
begin
that good.
with.
You don't want it, but like.
It also
Good
doesn't help
for
that
collabs.
all of X Potatoes collabs got nerfed this patch except me comment.
That's
Yeah.
this rap dog.
I still think Rap Dog's a B tier because it does increase damage taken. It just does less damage now.
It does increase damage taken, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of uses for it, right?
It's kind of just something you take just because, like, yeah, why not? It's not something you're like fiending to take.
I feel like you get it because like, what's it? Outer Song of Espectator. I feel like you get it because you accidentally like you were going for like an Idol Song collab, but you accidentally forced the
You
item you
accidentally
wanted
used
with
the other
something else.
shit, Yeah.
So you figure,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
I gotta make this into something, and then your next roll you see Espectator. I feel like that's the only reason why you would get Rap Dog. It's a cool concept, but like I feel like the extra damage doesn't justify like getting it over like anything else, really. Next
Yeah, I've
up-
definitely had situations where I haven't gotten my item, and then it's just like, oh hey, I have these two.
Yeah.
I might as well do
I
Rap
feel like
Dog.
that's the only reason. Next up is Ring of Fitness. A?
This one actually got buffed this patch, I think. Let me check. Yep, it got increased damage.
Yeah. I feel like
So basically got the buff that Bounce Ball got.
yeah. It's basically bounce ball, but it shoots out from you instead of spawning from the top of the screen, which makes it hell of a more useful. It used to be based on Subaru. But other than that, I mean, it's just bounce ball. It's just bounce ball. Like this item
bounce ball with
entirely
extra
depends
steps.
on how much you value bounce ball, right? Because like I said, it's just bounce ball, but it spawns from you instead of from the top of the screen. I put it in A. But again, your mildness of it varies depending on how much you actually value bounce ball. Next is Snowflower Sake.
I like this one. I don't know
really
why.
do.
Sake's alright.
I think this item is really good.
Even if it did get a damage nerf, this freeze is still pretty nice.
yeah,
the
it
freeze
freezes
is-
more
Yeah, the
than,
freeze is crazy.
than its other combination. And yeah, it's just like I don't really have any more to say. Like it's just a really powerful, really strong. It has good damage, covers a wide radius, and it freezes like crazy. It goes into another item that we will talk about very soon.
I think the only issue I have with Snowflower Sake is that it impedes on Idol Concert.
Yeah,
Yeah, it always sucks not being able to get idle.
Glowstick kind of got the best and the worst of it. Of it builds into 2 super collabs, which is not an issue for Whammy Water or like Fanbeam or Asakoko.
alright, BRB, I'm gonna listen to Stellar, but I can just play Stellar on screen, right? Hold on.
A human mind addled by the madness.
What the fuck is my VTuber playlist on Spotify? Hold on.
A mind that has been broken beyond repair by Stellar.
I said I don't know if this gets copyrighted or not.
I don't think it does.
But enough the risk.
You win this round.
True. But yeah, no, it's a good item. And next, last but not least, we have Stream of Tears. This item is basically the evolved form of Fan Beam. Instead of shooting out horizontal, it spins around you. I put it in the same tier as like, I feel like it's the same niche as like Brave and Asakaka. Worst Dragonfire? True. That's honestly what it feels like. Worst Dragon, like I feel like it's better than the items above it, but it's still only B tier. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see it being anything other than higher than B. It the knockback is nice, but the damage that it does is okay at best, and because it spins, it's not gonna cover everything at once, or places where you need it to when you need it. It's okay at best. Um, that being said, let's also start with the Super Collab.
Super collabs.
Oh boy.
Super.
So we have 4 super collabs.
We have 4 Super Collabs, a new mechanic in the game, where if you have a collab, a certain collab with a certain item, it will turn into a super collab, with the first one being Holy Fire.
Holy Fire is very good.
Holy
I would
Holy
not say it's
Fire
game
is-
breaking though.
No, I was
It-
just moving around.
Holy Fire is so
It
good.
is. It is effectively, hey, you know how Dragonfire has a hit limit?
Yeah.
What if we removed that, doubled the projectiles, but also combined Gorilla's Paw with it while removing Gorilla's Paw's crit reduction?
Yeah.
And giving you an open slot for another added bonus.
Yeah, nah, it's super
It's-
good. Super
Sup-
good. Next up is
Next one.
Idol Live. Now, Idol
I
Live
honestly-
is
I think Idolive is pretty good on certain characters.
Idol Live is
Yeah.
an A. Mainly
It very
because-
much depends on if your character uses their skill a ton.
Yeah, I'm about to say it is a special skill
Yeah.
because it is the idol concert with the idol costume. Idol costume reduces your special. When you pop your special, you gain a increased stats to everything by 50%. So, this item is really strong, but it's only really strong on characters that love using their special a lot. And there's
I like taking it on Luna.
made the this Kusagaki cycle build so much stronger. If you're talking about how looking Holy Fire, then oh yeah. With that being said, though, it's mainly more niche, so it's not S tier, but it's still really strong.
Yeah, it's good.
Next up is the Jikisukan
Oh boy, Jingisukan.
of LMAO.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember when I brought up spider cooking?
LMAO.
This is the biggest reason.
Elite,
Yeah.
This thing facilitates so many fucking AFK runs, it's not even funny.
Elite Cooking plus Uber Seat. It gives you Jingisukan. You get this, you get the item that doubles your healing, and then you can literally walk away from your screen. Imagine Elite Cooking, but stronger, and it heals you when you're inside the circle. You can again
Yeah.
get the combo meal, and you can walk away. You can actually just literally AFK. You could go make coffee. You can use the bathroom. You come back, and if your screen isn't almost like the choose your next item screen, then you're still alive. Unless it's like endless run 20 minutes. This item is freaking nuts, and I wouldn't be surprised they change it. And I wouldn't be surprised they nerf it heavily the next update.
I think healing is gonna get gut in 0.7. Because between that, and with full meal, yeah. It's kind of hard to die as some characters, even in
I'm
Endless.
surprised they haven't gotten Hot Fist nerf. I don't think they'll Hot Fist nerf the game simply because they have too much stuff to work on. They just let it rock, and it's like a single player game, right? They just
I
let
think
it rock.
K is too busy making 0.7 to hotfix nerf that item.
Exactly. They'll let it
Yeah.
rock, but 0.7, I see this item going down to like A at least.
That character, that item
But
needs to.
That
stop to
healing,
it.
the tick healing is going to get reduced a lot. I can already see that.
The only problem with this item is that if you are a runner, you won't benefit from the healing as much because you won't be in the circle all the time. That is
Yeah,
his
you won't
only-
benefit from that, but lol, LMFAO, it also gives you 100 HP, so who gives a shit?
Like it's so good. Yeah, I didn't even get into the 100 HP part. Like
It's just a fucking insane item.
next up is Snow Queen, and
So-
I'll be honest,
I think this is the weakest super collab of them all,
really,
and it's for one big reason.
suit.
I might as well jump the gun on this for the item discussion, but Gorilla's Paw is fucking stupid. Like, insanely stupid. Jesus Christ, that item gives so much value no matter what character you're going, unless you're like Mume or Rene or like someone who crits a lot.
Unless you are literally crit build character, Gorilla's Paw is a bonus for you no matter what you are doing.
So the issue is you also have to take Sake, which breaks even, but you could just take other shit that just increases your damage more. Because, like, you don't really care about crit right now on a lot of characters. That's the thing. So, unfortunately, Snow Queen's big benefit gets dropped passive-wise. The freeze is really nice, but you could just get that on Snowflower Sake.
That's fair. I
True.
kind of disagree, mainly because you can get the Kusugaki bracelet, nullify the Gorilla Paw, like decrease to crit, and then run Snow Queen, and your benefit from the bonus damage, you still have your crit power. And one thing that's also really, really strong is you glance over the freeze, but the freeze is devastating. Like the freeze is more like useful than the crit chance itself. Like the freeze is actually kind of ridiculous because it multi freezes, as in like, let me rephrase it. It refreezes. So like even if you don't end up killing the anything around you, they just get refrozen. Basically, as long as you can, you don't even have to have that much speed stat. As long as you're like slow walking, like you could be walking and nothing can really touch you because they'll be either too slow to get close to you because it also slows, but also when they do get close, they just get frozen. Like the utilities of this item is fucking bonkers, which is why I value it a lot. I still think it's maybe A or S, mainly because it is a more niche item, right? It's not a all arounder, but like this item is ridiculous when it comes to utility.
I think with how good Gorilla's Paw is right now, this item definitely does suffer, and I'd honestly put it below Idle Concert. Because Idle Concert also does like insane AoE damage that really only has the freeze going for it. Because like another thing to keep in mind with super collabs is you don't get these until level 50. You need level 50 or 3 collabs to get the hammer to actually craft one.
Yeah.
So
And
the
also
issue
have
you
to
have
be-
is, would you rather be stuck with Gorilla's Paw for 50 levels or Sake for 50 levels? And I'd take Gorilla's Paw every other day.
That is true. One thing I forgot to mention is that the hammer doesn't spawn until 15 minutes, no matter what. Like, if it's not 15 minutes, it doesn't matter if you have the items or the level, it will not spawn. So it really wants to matter. So it really matters if you really want to sell Sake and the fucking, what's that one called again? I forgot. If you really want to sell the Sake, has to say, for that long, and I can see that argument of you rather just sit on Gorilla Paw. So I put it in A, but I still think that its niche is more broad than Idol Concert. Than Idol
yeah,
Concert
probably.
or Idol Live. If any of the new girls generate food, well, Sake. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Reboot brought up that like that is point. It does just point Dawkins because it gains a 20% crit chance, but it also loses the food buff that it had on it with buff that is crit by 5%. I think it should just have 25% crit. I don't know why it doesn't. But yeah, it does lose its 5% crit chance, which does suck. And yeah, no, I don't think any of the new girls generate food. Yeah, no, none of the new girls generate food. Yeah, I think that this is the collab tier list. It's not ordered. Actually, nah, it's not ordered.
I think it'd take a while to order all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend another 10 minutes ordering this, but yeah, this is the item tier list, or the collab tier list.